Legio IX Hispana, the Ninth Legion, was one of Rome's most formidable and storied legions, forged from campaigns across the empire and trusted with Rome's most dangerous assignments. Founded around 65 BC, the Ninth served the Republic during Julius Caesar's campaigns in Gaul and Hispania, where they earned the title hispana for their success in subduing Spain's wild and rebellious tribes. Rising through the ranks, they became known as a symbol of Roman strength and discipline, an elite force that held the line against anyone Rome deemed a threat. Their loyalty was unwavering, their endurance unmatched, and the Ninth stood ready to face any foe, even during the brutal civil wars following Caesar's death. When Emperor Claudius invaded Britannia in AD 43, the Ninth was among the first Roman legions to step onto the island's shores, clashing with the fierce Celtic tribes who refused to bow to Rome. Here, in Britannia, their legacy would ultimately take a mysterious turn. The Ninth fought through years of brutal campaigns across Britain's rolling hills, dense forests, and marshlands, battling warriors who used the land as their weapon. They carved a path of victory from the south of the island to modern-day York, where the Ninth eventually established its headquarters, the fortress of Iberacum. Yet, the Roman hold over Britannia was anything but secure. Rebellions flared as local tribes, from the Britons to the distant Caledonians, chafed under Rome's rule. The Ninth had already faced the horror of Boudicca's uprising in AD 60, a traumatic chapter in which nearly 70,000 Romans and their allies were slaughtered, as the Iceni queen rallied tribes to attack Roman settlements, burning Londinium and wiping out the Roman Ninth's reinforcements in a savage ambush. But the Ninth survived, regrouping and rebuilding their ranks, solidifying their presence, and awaiting Rome's next orders. To them, Britannia was a symbol of Rome's ambition and resilience, but it was also an unforgiving frontier, filled with hostile forces willing to fight to their last breath. By AD 117, however, something strange happened. The Ninth Legion's records abruptly stop. They vanish from the military logs, seemingly erased from history. No written accounts, no reports of transfer, no burial records of their last stand. It's as if they simply disappeared. This absence has fueled centuries of speculation and mystery. Some historians suggest that the Ninth was sent north to confront the Caledonian tribes, the fierce warriors who lived beyond the farthest Roman reach in the wilds of what is now Scotland. The Ninth may have marched into Caledonian territory, tasked with a final campaign to establish control and crush any lingering resistance. If this mission was undertaken, it would have been a harrowing journey. Roman legions were known for fighting in disciplined formations, relying on open fields and defensive fortifications. But in the dense forests and rugged highlands, Roman tactics could falter, and the Ninth would have been at a disadvantage against the hit-and-run ambushes of the Caledonian warriors, experts in guerrilla warfare who could vanish into the landscape before striking again. The theory of an ambush has become one of the most enduring explanations for the Ninth's disappearance. Archaeological evidence reveals Roman presence in northern Scotland, including fortifications and artifacts, suggesting they were making their way north, but no battle site has been definitively linked to the Ninth's last stand. It's possible they were ambushed in the night, surrounded in unfamiliar terrain, overwhelmed, and destroyed to the last man by Caledonian forces, who would have left no trace of their bodies, an utter erasure of one of Rome's most loyal legions. Another theory proposes that the Ninth may have survived but was severely weakened, forced into retreat and ultimately disbanded by the empire to save face. In Roman culture, the loss of an entire legion was a profound embarrassment, one that emperors and commanders would often prefer to cover up rather than admit. Some scholars believe the Ninth was withdrawn from Britannia, transferred to a different distant frontier, perhaps to the east where they may have faced the Parthians. Yet, there are no concrete records of the Ninth operating in the east, leaving this idea as mere speculation. Then there are the tales of Roman artifacts, including coins and pieces of armor found in scattered locations across Scotland, often far from any Roman stronghold. These findings have led some archaeologists to believe that remnants of the Ninth did indeed survive, trying to flee, perhaps breaking into small groups as they sought refuge or a way back to Roman lines. Some pieces of armor and coins, often buried and isolated, tell a haunting story, one of soldiers separated, lost, and likely hunted through the wilderness. A few managed to escape, but perhaps lived the rest of their days far from home, as shadows in a hostile land, surviving in exile or captured by tribes who saw them as trophies of their defiance. These artifacts are silent witnesses to the Ninth story, pieces of a puzzle that continue to fascinate scholars and historians alike. Adding to the mystery, the Emperor Hadrian arrived in Britannia shortly after the Ninth's last known presence. Faced with mounting pressure from the unruly tribes of the north and a growing unrest across the empire, he ordered the construction of Hadrian's Wall, a monumental fortification stretching across Britannia's northern edge. Some interpret this as Rome's acknowledgement of defeat. Rather than pushing further north, the wall symbolized a retreat, a defensive stance to protect what they held rather than seek new conquests. Hadrian's Wall became a physical reminder of the Ninth's fate, a line Rome dared not cross, a boundary that protected the empire from a land that had claimed one of its finest legions. Rome's decision to stop advancing north and invest in defensive measures instead of offensive campaigns suggests that the empire had learned a harsh lesson in Britannia. Over the centuries, the Ninth's disappearance became legendary, a cautionary tale of imperial hubris and the power of resistance. Writers, scholars, and novelists have woven tales of the Ninth Legion's fate into fiction and folklore, from brutal final battles to ghostly spectres haunting the Northern Highlands. Yet, with every discovery, the mystery remains just out of reach. Archaeological finds, from artifacts uncovered near Hadrian's Wall to scattered remnants across Scotland, add only fragments to the story, but never a definitive answer. Each coin, piece of broken armor, and abandoned camp brings us closer but keeps us asking, what truly happened?